Matrix, I'm talking about the systems which have been created by society, which are deliberately designed to enslave. In the movie, the Matrix were used for our body heat, but here in this Matrix, we're used for our efforts and our energies. And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor.
Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G's only. Too many phony, masculine homies. Females acting like they are holy. Ends up being lonely. No time for game, weightlifting game, betting some flame. Too many names, breaking their chains. Me busy switching lanes. Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Your mind must be stronger than your feelings. People betray, even if they're reeling. Stay away from the demons, life has a meaning. No use in repeating, yeah, yeah, yeah. People don't like it when I keep it going, but rap is the best and I keep it flowing. My social media keeps on growing, my looks I keep glowing. Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G.
The streets hum low, Johnny Scab healed lives from head to toe. With a heart of fire and a soul so grand, he became the chief of this rugged land. Oh, King Scab, Rasta Prince, Ganja Man, leading the people with a steady hand. A hero's tale born in the London rain, he lifts us up time and time again. From Kingston dreams to Brixton's fight, Johnny Scab shone, a beacon of light. In alleys dim where shadows fall, his voice of thunder will call us all. Oh, King Scab, Rasta Prince, Ganja Man, leading the people with a steady hand. A hero's tale born in the London rain, he lifts us up time and time again. In hand, he played the tune under moonlit skies or a blazing noon. His words of peace in a wild uproar reminded us of what we're fighting for. Oh, King Scab, Rasta Prince, Ganja Man, leading the people with a steady hand. A hero's tale born in the London rain, he lifts us up time and time again. From Kingston dreams to Brixton's fight, Johnny Scab shone, a beacon of light. In alleys dim where shadows fall, his voice of thunder will call us all. Oh, King Scab, Rasta Prince, Ganja Man, leading the people with a steady hand. A hero's tale born in the London rain, he lifts us up time and time again. a spliff in hand, he'd play the tune under moonlit skies or a blazing noon. His words of peace in a wild uproar reminded us of what we're fighting for. O King Scab, Rasta Prince, Ganja Man, leading the people with a steady hand. A hero's tale born in the London rain. He lifts us up time and time again.
Here's Johnny.
Hello, you beautiful lot. How you doing tonight?
Johnny Scab, he speaks the truth. Voice for the kids, no excuse. Scab legion, strong and loud. We're the misfits, we're the crowd. On the street, he shows the way. Through the rules we won't obey. World's gone mad, but we stand tall. Scab Cast fans will never fall. Rise up, Scab Nation. Johnny's voice of our frustration. Fuck wokeness, it's a fight. In the chaos, we're the light. Fuck. We're the light. On the screen, he shows the way. Through the rules we won't obey. World's gone mad, but we stand tall. Scab Cast fans will never fall. Rise up, Scab Nation. Johnny's voice of our frustration. Fuck wokeness, it's a fight. In the chaos, we're the light. Throw aside your fear and doubt. Let your inner fire shout. March together with belief. Johnny's words bring our relief. Rise up, Scab Nation. Johnny's voice of our frustration. Fuck wokeness, it's a fight. In the chaos, we're the light. Throw up. We won't go, we won't break. In Johnny's name we reawake. Scab Cast warriors unite. In this journey we ignite. We ignite. We're the light. We won't break. We won't break. We won't break. In Johnny's name we reawake. Scab Cast warriors unite. In this journey we light. Ignite. We're the light. 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 We won't bow. We won't break. In Johnny's name, we reawake. Scab Cast warriors unite. In this journey, we ignite. Won't bow. We won't bow. We won't bow. We won't break. We won't bow, we won't break. In Johnny's name we reawake. Scab Cast warriors unite. In this journey we ignite. Ignite. We won't break.
Hello ladies and gents, how you doing tonight, you beautiful lot? Thank you for tuning in. I'm live in Scab Studios. As you can see, I've got myself behind me. There's a bit of a delay. Just thought it'd look chippy, wouldn't it? Thank you for tuning in to Scab Cast number 45. 45, I believe. Mr. Self-Destruct, Rise Up Scab Nation. Mr. Self-Destruct just gifted a membership. So one of you lucky lot got a membership. And you are lucky because I'm working on some amazing projects right now. They're taking time. And wow, this is cool. Got like infinity. They're taking time and I'm making sure they're done properly. Thank you, Mr. Self-Destruct. Cypher's Basement said, am I going to be giving out the link later? I might. Just hold on and see. I just might. But at the minute, it's just me. It's just Uncle Johnny. Yeah, you see them stripy boards on the wall? That's soundproofing, that is. That's proper soundproof panels. They're brilliant. When all the doors are shut, it's like a proper box, proper recording studio, which sometimes is bigger than it looks here on the camera. I'm not going to pan it round, but we practice in here with the band, so that's why I had to soundproof the walls. But yeah, I don't often get to really broadcast from here, because it's kind of my communal room, really. I'm usually in my office, in my man cave. We got some great people in tonight. Yeah, thank you, Cypher. I might hand out the link in about half hour or so, but it'd be good to talk to anyone that wants to come in. For Johnny's, the price, there's loads of me, isn't there? Have you noticed Batman as well? Look, Batman's watching you over my shoulder. He's just like hovering. Batman. So I wanted to talk about the Zelensky Trump talk. I've got a little bit of it to bring up. Obviously, it's a long one, so I skipped it forward a little bit. And it's in fast motion. So I was going to talk a little bit about that, or watch a little bit of it, and see what you lot thought. So, like, what did you think? You've obviously seen it by now, most of you. I thought it was brilliant, personally. I think Trump and Vance just destroyed him, or spoke the truth, really. Like, they were the only ones to sort of like bring him to reality.
You want to position yourself in the middle between Russia and Ukraine, or on the Ukraine side?
No, I'm in the middle. I want to solve this thing. I'm for both. I want to get it solved, and it's wonderful to speak badly about somebody else, but I want to get it solved. If we can solve it, great. If we can't solve it, they're going to have to fight it out, and who knows what's going to happen. But I want to see it get solved.
I follow up with one more question about U.S. troops in Europe. After Russian invasion of Ukraine, your predecessor sent additional troops to Eastern Europe, including Poland, my country. Yeah. Are you committed to keeping these troops on the eastern flank of NATO in the future?
I'm very committed to Poland. I think Poland has really stepped up and done a great job for NATO. They, as you know, they paid more than they had to. They are one of the finest groups of people I've ever known. I'm very committed to Poland.
What about Baltics?
Poland's in a tough neighborhood, you know.
What about the Baltics?
The Baltics, they got a lot of. It's a tough neighborhood too, but we're committed. We're going to be very committed, and we're committed to NATO.
What I find ridiculous is Trump is the only one speaking the truth, and the rest of the world, like Europe and all these other benders, they're all like, "Oh yeah, we'll stand with Ukraine. We'll throw our money into the Third World War. We'll help Russia get so pissed off that they just come and crush everyone." I love your vice president though. He's amazing. He's the sort of vice president you want. He gets involved. I love it. He's like a little like Jack Russell. He goes for it, doesn't he?
Has to step up, and the Europeans have to step up more than they have. And I want to see them equalize because they are in for far less than we're in, and they should be at least equal. You understand that? Why is the United States? We have an ocean in between. Why is the United States in for so much more money and other things as Europe? With that being said, and as you said, they've also been obviously very helpful. but we have put in far more than they have. And I think they should equalize.
Mr. President,
Please go ahead.
about the agreement again today. What changed between the first time that Secretary Bessent gave President Zelensky the agreement and today for the signing?
We made a deal. So
What was the
I'm just-
deciding factor?
I'm a business person. We made a deal. That's what changed. I didn't think we were going to make a deal. And we ended up making the deal. So that changed.
Mr. President, why and how do you envision a trilateral summit with President Zelensky and Putin?
I don't know, but
These
well, they
circumstances?
don't like each other. I can tell you that. They do not like each other. It's not a love match. And it's unfortunate. That's why you're in this situation. The United States should not have allowed this to happen. Okay? The United States, run by a man that didn't know much, I'm going to be very nice, run by an incompetent person, very incompetent person, should never have allowed this to happen. I've stopped wars. I've stopped many wars. My people will tell you, I stopped wars that nobody ever heard about. I stopped wars before they ever started. You can look at some of, I could give you a lot of nations that would tell you right now they were probably going to war. I could tell you right now there's a nation thinking about going to war on something that nobody in this room has ever even heard about. Two smaller nations, but big, still big. And I think I've stopped it. But this should have never happened.
About sorry, just a second. About any negotiations. First of all,
He's so rude as well, isn't he?
And I think that
I
everybody
noticed that
that
when
Ukraine,
Trump's trying to talk to him later on in the interview, Trump's trying to put across sensible points, and he's just like butting in, just biting. He sits like that with his arms crossed most of the interview, or holding his wrist in fear of the great emperor. And he's so disrespectful. He comes to visit the Emperor of America and he don't wear a suit. He comes to visit our Prime Minister, don't wear a suit. Just a scabby old black jumper like a burglar. He goes to see our King, dressed the same. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. And he's a dwarf.
more than Ukrainians, nobody wants to stop this war. But at the future, any negotiations, it's understandable that two sides of the war, not Russia and the United States, because this is not the war between Russia and the United States. This is war of Russia against Ukraine and Ukrainian people. So these two sides will be at the, anyway will be at the negotiation table. Then of course United States, like the strongest partner of the Ukraine, and of course Europe. I think Europe is very important. I want to speak about it with the president. Yes, Europe is very important for us because we really defend Europe for today. All Europeans really recognize that we are defending the line, and they have realized
Europe
and our people are
defends
dying.
you.
That's why
You
they
don't
helped
defend
us.
Europe.
And also, it's about the NATO. Yes,
Like
like the president said, you have big,
the
nice
beggar
ocean.
king.
Yes, between us. But if we will not stay, Russia will go further to Baltics and to Poland, by the way. But first to the Baltics. It's understandable for them because they've been in the USSR. You know, they've been one of the republics of the USSR, and Putin wants to bring them back to his empire. It's a fact. And when he will go there, if we will not stay, you will fight. Your American soldiers. It doesn't matter. Do you have ocean or not? Your soldiers will fight.
Mr. President, would you be willing to visit Ukraine, maybe Kyiv or Odessa, which is going to be a 30-year-old Black Sea?
It was my question.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about Odessa now. Let's not talk about Odessa. I want to talk about making a deal, getting peace. We don't have to talk about Odessa, but a lot of cities have been destroyed. A lot of cities that are not recognizable. There's not a building standing,
No,
and a lot of things have to
Mr. President,
happen.
you have to come and to look. No. We have very good cities. Yes, a lot of things been destroyed, but mostly cities alive and people work and children go to school. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes closer to front line, children have to go to underground schools or online, but we live. Ukraine is fighting and Ukraine lives. This is very important. And maybe it's Putin is sharing this information that he destroyed us. Well, he lost 700,000 people, 700,000 soldiers. He lost everything. Yes. So,
Mr. President, more. I just
No. Please, go ahead.
When did you last speak with President Putin? And what did he say
A
that?
couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted peace?
Well, that's what I do. My whole life is deals. I know pretty good. And I've known him for a long time. I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. You know, Russia was a hoax. It was all Biden. It was nothing to do with him. So he had to suffer through that, and he was able to do that. I think that he wants to make a deal, and he'd like to see it end. That's all I do. That's what I do. My whole life, that's what I do is make deals. And I'm in the middle of a mess because this is a real mess. It's a very dangerous one. If this doesn't get solved now, it's not going to get solved for a long time. So I hope we're going to get it solved. In the back, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Prime Minister Starmer claims repeatedly that his government believes in free speech and was not engaged in censorship. But his country's government arrests people for memes and thought crimes, and even more worrisome is pressuring American companies to censor Americans on his behalf. How can he be a reliable, trustworthy partner?
Yesterday, and I know that Secretary of Commerce Lutnick followed up in private meetings last night. This is really important. We believe America.
I told you I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal.
Some people may wonder why.
You know, they ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these ridiculous questions. Focus on surviving because CNN's got such low ratings. I don't think they're going to survive. Let's go.
I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my.
And Ukraine, obviously Russia were obviously on our side, apparently, during the Second World War. Ukraine were controlled by Nazis and loyal to the Nazi party. Just bear that in mind.
Friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America. And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very, very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that. But I can tell you the other side isn't exactly, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging.
Mr. Self-Destruct pulled a muscle in his neck. At the minute, so he's got like a wonky head. He's seeing things diagonally. That's why he can't come on. His head's gone wonky. He's like pulling down to one side, a bit like Stephen Hawking. It happens when you pull a muscle in your neck.
In diplomacy, we tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. That people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped.
He's such a good actor. Well, he's not even a good actor, is he? He used to be an actor, but he's not selling anything. People are getting onto him, aren't they? He just wants money. Like he bought his mum. He recently bought his mum apparently a brand new like $1 million mansion in France or something like that, or Spain, or. That's where the money's going, to his luxury lifestyle. That's why he pretends he don't wear suits and stuff. I've seen pictures of him with suits on. I know his game. I know people like him.
We had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction?
Because there's a lot of propaganda with the Ukraine. They make it out like most Ukrainians don't want to be under Russia, where in real actuality, that ain't the case. There's just as many people that are happy to be living under Russia as there is that aren't. So it's a grey area.
Destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless. God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us.
This bit where Trump says, "Don't tell us how we're going to feel." That's a veiled threat, isn't it? That's passive aggression. Don't he call your vice president a bitch later as well in his own language, in his Slav?
That's what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with.
The link is out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come and have a conversation with the man. It is pinned. It is the pinned post.
The lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Yes, he's gambling with World War III.
Far more than a lot of people said.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can.
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble. Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been
Not only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you through the stupid president $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they have
Right, ladies and gentlemen.
If you didn't have our military equipment.
One of my very good friends in the back room, someone who hasn't come on often, Mr. Strange Signal. How are you doing tonight? You all right, mate?
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah, nice
Good
to see
evening.
you. Yeah, what's up?
Or afternoon.
Wearing my finest hat for these fine people. So nice to see
Yeah,
you.
it's nice. What's the design on it? I can't quite make it out. Oh, nice.
Medicare. Buy a hat for your hat, ladies and gentlemen. A guy with cancer requires the money.
What do you think of the whole Trump Zelensky thing then?
I think that Zelensky is honored to be speaking with better leadership than before, because here's the thing, right? So in order for you to get over any war talks and shit, you have to have people that recognize the severity of prolonged war and what it means for countries. He's talking to, Trump is a businessman, but that's the thing. If you want your country's economies, if you want their people to live through whatever comes your way, you have to speak with someone that understands things and isn't doing it just because he can be installed in a position of power. Like the guy, Trump, he actually gives something of a great amount of a shit about a lot of what's going on. And as it is, the more we're involved in war, the more we come under threat of fire, the more we come under threat of death and pain. And no one needs that. You know, mothers everywhere would prefer their sons don't get hit in the face with shrapnel. It's not a hard thing to understand. This guy wants to come here and, oh, we're not playing cards. It's like, hey, listen, you can be cutesy all you want, but you didn't come here wearing a dress and makeup. You came here to speak with someone that means business, and he actually wants to help. Treating this like you're talking to a fucking toddler with your arms crossed like a fucking dipshit, like, work with the guy that says that we want the war to end. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's not like advanced math. Come on now.
Exactly. It's disrespectful. Like, I know that even the British and Americans, we sort of take the piss out of each other, but we should, when we meet each other's leaders, we should be respectful and wear the appropriate attire as tradition, as sort of dictates, I think. And Zelensky doesn't do that anywhere he goes. He acts like he's a poor man, like he's like one of the people. He tries to play it off, wearing a crappy, like, basic jumper. It's a bit like some of our politicians in England. We got one called David Lammy. He came over with Keir Starmer once, I think, and he was wearing like Nike Air Max trainers with a suit. And it's like, it's a bit weird, really. I'm a manager.
Sorry.
No, carry on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you got to dress for the job you want.
Yeah, definitely. And especially like Donald Trump, I'm a big fan of Donald Trump, and I think he's like the American president. If you think about it, technically, they're more like an emperor because they got control of lots of states, and each state is technically like a country in itself. So they're just as powerful as a king or an emperor. They've got a lot of power, and our prime minister is nothing compared to Trump. To be fair, like, Trump's more on our king sort of level. Your prime minister's your president is higher up than our prime minister. Your president's more of sort of royalty, really. You just don't call it that in America because you don't like royalty over there.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but I mean, yeah, Trump is recognized plenty of places, and I don't even know the name of your guys' leader. I don't know who the fuck that is. So, I mean,
Keir Starmer, his name is.
Yeah, the guy whose name rhymes with Pierre Harmer. Yeah, Pierre Harmer. Yeah, the great. Keep this guy around. Say to everyone, hey, it's fine that things are the way they are. Meanwhile, you're completely detached from, society at large, right? You don't know what's going on in your country, but you'll say we should pass all these bills that you guys should be involved in. We'll pass all these decrees, and you'll listen because you have no power. You have no power. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Definitely. It's ridiculous. Zelensky's just trying to milk as much money as he can. He's trying to drag all the other European countries in with him to try and attack Russia. It's not going to end well at all, especially if your country don't get involved. If America stays out of it, I don't think Britain would even dare go in on their own because they want. Keir Starmer's planning on trying to get Trump to go in with him, but that ain't going to happen. That is World War III, like Trump said. If we all attack Russia, that's the end of it. I'm not necessarily a lover of Russia, but I think we've treated them pretty bad, to be fair. They've always been villainized. Like they have been bad at some point in history, but Putin's tried quite a lot to get on with the world leaders. He's actually made a bit of an effort, and people sort of demonize him a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't understand entirely what issues there are with Putin and his leadership. I know there's things to do with assassinations, but I don't know anything about that, which is why I don't hold an opinion. If I have something of substance to say, that's when I come out and say what I feel I should. I'm not just going to say whatever just because it's ideal. No, if there's something to say, I think I should then speak, but I don't think I should say anything if I'm a fucking know-nothing. And that's what a lot of people get wrong is they want to speak from the heart, but they don't want to take into account what it means to do that because the heart's dumb. The heart only feels what it does. You feel what you do. And that's not necessarily a good idea for discourse when we shouldn't be ruled over by emotion. We shouldn't be a season of, a period blood. We shouldn't be thinking with our pussy the entire time. Like, yeah, like the heart, it informs you of how you would feel naturally about something. But I mean, like, should you be producing just your natural feelings all the time? I don't think so, especially when a lot of times these things going on have to do with more than just you and your outlook. You don't live in Egypt, you don't live in Italy, you don't live in Spain. You can't say what makes the most sense when speaking on things that could affect those places. And even like I may have an issue with Planned Parenthood or something, but it doesn't mean that I should just enact my feelings as like this is the way to go about things. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense because it's not just me involved in this. I'm just someone who's surveying a situation. I can't rely on just my feelings because those are useless when other people's lives may be on the line, other people's jobs may be on the line. It doesn't make sense just to go about things with just your opinion because your opinion really is useless. It only really matters to you. What does it matter to everyone else? Are you in tune with things or are you not? That's the big question.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. America in general as well, like Britain, we help the world a lot more than we should. I think we're too nice to people a lot of the time.
Yeah, you could say that, maybe.
But then I guess it's just because we got honour and we're sort of brave that we want to go and help people that are less fortunate. But we get dragged into these wars that are nothing to do with us over some proxy dictatorship or something. We lose loads of men and we don't gain anything from it apart from all the dodgy shit the government gets, like the drugs and the oil.
I mean, like, where do you lie with a lot of what's going on? And to be like specific, I would say like how we're taking to things with Ukraine, with to do with Ukraine. Like, should Ukraine act a particular way from what you've observed? What are your thoughts on that?
I think Ukraine, to be honest, I think this is going to be quite controversial. I think Russia have a right to Ukraine. I think that the Ukrainians, obviously, the ones that are fighting, they're being told to fight, they're being propagandized, but I don't think Vladimir Putin is actually in the wrong in what he's doing, really. He might have done it in a dodgy way, but it's not originally the Ukraine was part of Russia or part of the Russian provinces, and not all of its people want to be Ukrainian. So to some people, it could be seen as a sort of a liberation.
I mean, because I think I had heard with that Tucker Carlson and Putin interview, I think I had heard that Ukraine belongs to Russia. I don't fully understand like the dynamics and the mechanisms to do with that. So I don't really know, honestly.
It's kind of like, imagine like, if we'll put it into a perspective of America, imagine like a state in America just decided they wanted to go independent and be their own country and say like, fuck you USA, we're just on our own now. That's basically what Ukraine have done from Russia, from the states of Russia. They've just done that. So how would you sort of react if a state done that in your country? Would you try and take it back, or would you just leave them to it? So I guess that's the question at the end of the day. And I don't see anything wrong with trying to take it back, because as I said, not everyone in that state that is rebelled wants to not be Russian anymore. It's not always that black and white.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think in that case, that scenario, I think I would say, well, what's exactly happened that you've decided to do this? Because as say for instance, if I'm like the leader, right, of the country, I would ask myself like, what caused for that to happen? It should what's happening now that caused you guys to separate to the best of your ability. Is that even right to have in place anymore? And then, like, if it isn't, then we should probably seek a resolution of that, because that's probably a problem we should be looking at. Looking at, yeah, voice crack. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I can completely understand. I think it's a matter of looking at the details. But I mean, if it's something as simple as Ukraine decided to say "fuck you," we're becoming our own territory, I don't know if they can really do that. But I don't understand how those things work either, to be honest. So
Yeah, well, there's a lot of places that have done it, haven't there? Like even with the British Empire, we had a lot more countries that were under our empire, but a lot of them just claimed independence. Like if you get a certain government in, you get military coups and things all the time.
my camera's gone blurry, so I'm turning it off for now.
That's all right, mate. No worries.
Yeah, how you been though, man? It's nice to see you finally, talking to you.
Yeah, I've been good. I've been good, man. Just working on different videos and stuff and projects.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I saw that you had reposted Riley's thing where he says, be great. Are you guys on a fucking ATV wearing the golden cape, fucking driving around? That shit, that's excellent. Yeah,
I like him. He's a good man, Riley.
Yeah.
He was very genuine and polite, and when I interviewed him the other week.
Oh yeah, that was if you guys haven't seen that, after the show, definitely go and check out the interview between Riley and Johnny, because it's good stuff. He's insightful, I'll say, because he's not just some hooligan saying wild retard ruffian shit. No, like kid's got some good things to say, and I think Johnny is a good interviewer. So yeah, good job all around.
Thanks, mate. And then next Sunday as well, I got an interview one-on-one with Shane Davis. That should be interesting.
Miles Davis.
Yeah. I get on quite well with Shane. He's always helped promote Merlin Mysteries as well. I think he quite enjoys watching it.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are looking forward to that. Is there anyone else on your list of people that you want to interview outside of Shane and whoever else you haven't spoken to yet?
Yeah, I'll interview lots of people, like different stuff. My first different interview I did was just before Christmas. I done a guy called Steve Stockton. He runs like a paranormal channel, like a missing persons channel on YouTube. He got quite a few channels actually, but he's well known in that sort of community, like Missing 911. You know what I mean? What's it called? Missing 411 or something, and all the missing people that go like mysteriously missing in the Appalachian Trail and things like that, and they can't quite explain it. He knows all those different stories. He was quite an interesting guy. That's a good one to go back and watch as well.
How long ago was that, you think?
I done that just before Christmas. You'll find it on my. It was a live show. You just go down my lives, you'll see it. It's got its own thumbnail, so it stands out. It's like a black and green thumbnail.
Righteous. Have you? I think you had interviewed from the intro. I think I had seen you interviewed maybe 2 musicians in your time. How many musicians have you interviewed?
Musicians. I interviewed a band called the Proxy Youth, a British band, before.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done any more on my channel. Can't remember that I recall. Obviously, like I know some minor musicians, like Peter Gilmore plays instruments. He used to be in a band when he was younger, but he's not in a band now. I know a lot of musicians like that can play instruments, but they're not really active.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But I've not really interviewed any big musicians yet. Even someone like Ethan Van Sciver plays instruments, doesn't he? He plays like the keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Some of his songs are pretty legendary. They're funny.
I've been meaning to ask because I couldn't find it anywhere. But was the BBC thing, the BBC interview, was that real?
Well, that's for you to decide.
Hey, fair, fair enough. I think. Yeah, I had to, I felt like I should ask because I tried to find them like anything they put online, and I feel kind of bad because I didn't turn anything up. CGUK still a thing? Not heard anything about Charlie London for ages.
Yeah, they are all still around. In fact, we're having a meeting in May. We're going to meet up. I've rented out a nightclub, and we're going to get together. Some of us, like Commie Mark, Grim Jim, Def Fab, a few others. Hopefully, Kenzo. There's quite a lot of British people that are still linked to CG.
Yeah, I had said this before in the past, but like officially want to say it here. Like, even though I don't like communism and stuff, I'm glad that because I know that you're not really a fan of it either. I'm glad that you at least also spoke to Commie Mark because like it's good to hear from people. I mean, I don't like Democrats, but I'll talk to one. I don't really care too much for a lot of how Republicans and conservatives have conducted themselves, but like I'll speak with them too. It's we shouldn't just leave it at they're liberal. So like we obviously should just paint them as not being worth speaking to. You have to let people decide upon like individual actions they can take in the real world or online or whatever to like define whether or not they're worth speaking to.
Yeah, I get you. And the thing is, you got to realise with Commie Mark is that 90% of his character is kind of a parody of what an extreme communist is. He's very liberal in real life. I'm not denying that. He's a liberal person, but I do think he as part of his Commie Mark character, he elaborates on the character of a communist. I think that's just the comedy of it. So I don't think he's quite as left as his character portrays in real life, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, because I mean, like, say for instance, you start like I don't know, like the Babylon Bee, and in your real life, you like to say, journalists, all that shit sucks, but then you kind of present as one, but you put yourself out there as being outlandish and just like a caricature because. Even though Riley, even though he doesn't like Eric July, he's still running with like parody versions of like various names and shit to do with Ripa. So I mean, like that's just kind of a good example. I don't know how much of a communist Commie Mark actually is, but I'm glad you did speak to him though, because we only can gleam. We can only gleam so much, and I think that it's nice that you didn't immediately leave it at just this guy's a communist. Fuck him. It's good
I
stuff.
invited him on my very first live stream on the Comics Gate Commandos episode 1. If you go back to that, he's on that. He was the first person to come in and chat to me before Patrick Quinlan and Dr. Ben.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So he sort of helped me out a little bit because it was my first live stream. I had someone to chat to about stuff. It made it easier. So I quite like him. He's all right. He's a nice guy, Commie Mark. He ain't done me no wrong.
Did you?
But I can't stand real communists. I mean, real communists, people that actually believe the ideology.
Yeah, it's gross shit. It's gross. Yeah.
Do you strike me as this sort? Have any of you or your family ever been in the military or related to like military stuff? Because you strike me, you look like the kind of guy that might have been in the military or might be an outdoorsman or something like that.
My people in my family have been in the military. I would not serve just because I don't know what I'm helping. You know what I mean? Like aside from like I have personal gripes with the fact that I moved so much, so I lost all my friends growing up. just from having to just having to move so much. I take a hardline stance against acting on someone else's orders. Even though I share like the Comicsgate thing with other people, I don't run with them in the way that they run with others necessarily. That's not to say anything bad about anyone, but I'm an individual at the end of the day. I don't know whose interests I'm serving with any particular group, even if they put their values out there front and center. I don't have anything against strangers, so I'm not going to shoot one with a gun. I'd rather honestly turn the gun on myself before I harm a stranger for someone else's reasons. I refuse that. I refuse your service.
All right. So you're not like you're very sort of anti-conflict then, really. You're a peaceful man.
To a degree, yes. I mean, I recognize the time and the place for murder, but it doesn't mean that that I'm all in or completely away from the idea of conflict. I think arguing people only goes so far. I value the idea of fighting words, but I don't think we should be just punching people in the face just because they said something I disagree with. I think it has to be like serious. And I'm not a yes or no kind of guy with conflict. It's a matter of context, and history, I guess.
I get you.
Yeah.
I understand. Sensible.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again, just say thank you.
I said a lot of times,
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
I said to you,
I want a ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than anybody.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. Sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
Well, what if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened, but he didn't break it with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together.
Thanks. There definitely was great television. It's one of the best things I've seen in my life, that conversation. It's brilliant. And I've seen a lot of conversations.
Yeah, it's man, I don't, because I haven't seen that entire thing, but it just seemed combative because I know that Zelensky is expecting to have an easy time, an easy way with people that have basically already bent over backwards to give him hundreds of billions of dollars, and he's not dealing with the same leadership, and that's that hurts him because he knows that his time isn't going to be so easy. He's not just going to get an easy win from people that are seeking like social clout and everything else. And that's just that's the disgusting thing is people are looking at this as though it's a matter of reputation with people that are very shallow in the way they look at things. Because let's be honest, a lot of people that would support Zelensky, they're very shallow in their thinking. I mean, there are deeper things. There's more going on, and people are just looking at it as we should concern ourselves with optics because there's a saying out there that goes something like optics win arguments don't, and like that. However true that may be, that's kind of a problem because then what you're saying is the smartest guy is the biggest showboat, and that's not a way to handle things because there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of people that are going to get hurt because we're concerning ourselves with whether or not we're wearing the right color of pink. And that's just not ideal. There's no strength in people like Zelensky because again they're going off of how easy can I make this for myself? How much can I profit off of this for myself? If it is wrong on some quantifiable level for Ukraine to be separate from Russia, then I don't think it makes any sense for people to walk into the White House and go, this is going to be easy. I should continue to keep this up like I'd like to. And I wonder if Zelensky has enough sense to his person to be able to understand that maybe he's got something wrong about this. But he doesn't care because he's got millions of morons on his side that don't even really understand everything going on here. And it's really troubling because we're surrounded by a lot of these fucking idiots.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that out of all the candidates in your last election, Trump is the best for the future of America at the moment.
Yeah.
It's my personal opinion. I don't know what sort of political leaning you are, but
Yeah.
I believe that Trump's kind of like he's sort of a real American. He might have done a few dodgy things in his past. Everyone has, but in general, he's very open about what he's doing, and he looks like he's the sort of person that's hard to control. Like if there are dodgy people that are ruling things from behind the shadows, they find it harder to control Trump than they would any other leader because he's got a free will. He's a bit more of a loose cannon, which is why they didn't want him getting in. I think he's what you need. He's someone who's going to stand up and speak his mind, and he does genuinely love America.
Yeah, I mean, he even said like years and years ago he'd only run if he felt like it made sense to do so. He said something like that. I think it was he said that he would run if he felt that America were in trouble, and I think that's a good way to go about wanting to approach such taxing leadership. As far as like where my politics are. I have my own political party. I don't identify with what's established anywhere. I have my own view of things. I think if you were to ask me about like liberals and conservatives, I think that I'll say Republican conservative, but conservative. They don't. My issue is they're trying to compromise too much, or at least they were. trying to compromise too much with people that don't care to come to the table and relinquish some amount of what they want. So like, you're going to have like your liberal Democrat types on the one side wanting just what they want and not wanting to budge to work with the other side. And the other side, Republicans, conservatives, if in fact they weren't publicly weak, right? Weak within like the social view, you and I, like anyone watching, right? If they weren't so weak, then we would see their ideas more pronounced. You would see greater protections of religion trying to come through. And granted, we're supposed to have separation of church and state, but you would see greater pushes from the right to try to keep religious things intact, trying to keep children a bit safer. But that it's not so pronounced. It's actually from years ago diminished visibly. And so they're trying to compromise. So I view the right as being kind of fucking weak, while the left is incredibly fucking stubborn. And that's just what it is. Like, the people on the right, they're in my opinion, they're willing to be fair and try to work with people, while those on the left only care about their progress, which is more like regress, honestly. But the people on the left, they want their progress. They want to push everyone out of the way. They don't know that I forget what the term is, but there's a spiral of some kind, whatever it's called, the Overton window and all of that. They want for the most pure of things to come to light. Meanwhile, while these brainless assholes on the left are supporting Ukraine, they're ignoring the fact that we actually found there were actual Nazis in Ukraine's army. And if you care about Nazi this, Nazi that, none of you should be supporting Ukraine at all. And you guys, the more you support Ukraine, the more people die for no fucking reason. So I don't, as far as like where my politics lie, I try to make the most sense of things. Like, regardless of what anyone thinks, I'm not in it for myself. I try to look at things and go, well, what makes the most sense about this? I'm allied with the fact of the matter and nothing else. My feelings don't matter, because if what I'm saying has anything to do with how things can change, I have to keep myself out of the picture and just observe what it means for everything to be so affected by anything I could think to say. What would I implement? What would I implement? Is it good? Is it a good idea? I have to be separate from all that. I don't matter. Okay. But I am involved by way of how much will I be affected by things. And that's where my politics lie. So.
Very interesting. Sambo Gogo. Yeah, he says it Rocky McCobb. That's the real intrigue. Like, was it Zelensky hoping to publicly pressure the Trump administration, or was it Trump seeking to expose the real Zelensky to the American public? I think Zelensky came there hoping that Trump would just sort of be like bullied into helping him just out of embarrassment. But he didn't realise that the American people respected Trump being honest, because like you don't want your money going towards a war. There's nothing to do with you, your taxpayers' money. That's just a joke. It's a laugh, and it ain't even going towards the war. Most of it's just being spent on rubbish for Zelensky and his family and all the top Ukrainian politicians. Oh, you weren't talking about that, Rocky McCobb says. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Rocky's saying about it being that it could also be theater. That's what I was getting at. It's like it does come across a lot of it as performative, because Zelensky's looking for an easy win. There's plenty of cameras in front of them, and they sort of have to watch what they say. So they either bring their zingers and their, I guess, attitude, or they treat it seriously and they end the war. right? Instead of making it about how much more profiteering can we derive from this? What can we hope to stand to gain to benefit from? What can we get out of this? Because we're involved, right? Our nerves, guys. We're so racked with stress. We have to profit immensely from it. And let's do a little dance in front of the camera while we're at it too. Yeah, we're not playing cards. Yeah, we are, dude. Yeah, we are. Yeah, the cards. Yeah, all those. The deck is stacked to a great degree, and a lot of those cards are people's lives, our businesses, industries, relations. Yeah, we are playing fucking cards, you dick. You know, like it just drives me so goddamn crazy because it's got to be about how I can gain, how I'll look. It's all optics. It's all optics for these guys because they don't care about anything but themselves. Or, wouldn't the war be over already, guys? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of gross, Anyone else feel that way? It's kind of gross. So, Johnny, question for you, Johnny.
What, bud?
Are you gonna record that song I asked you about some time ago? What a wonderful world.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. I was meaning to do that. I'm sorry, mate. I will.
Yeah.
I will try and get onto that soon.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring it up, especially since we're talking about how wonderful the world is these days. I probably would have asked you maybe somewhere off to the side about that, but it feels a bit more topical because what a wonderful world this is, where people can be subject to war because someone wants their own kingdom for themselves. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on an album at the minute called Raggy Man, and I might add that to that. I'll put it on as a bonus track at the end.
Yes. I was gonna actually say, yeah, on your music, you make some pretty good stuff. I like real, punk rock music. I'm a punk at heart, really, and I like your handling of the medium. It is good stuff. If you guys haven't listened to Johnny Scab's punk rock music yet, if you like punk rock music or you just want to give someone a little bit of time, support them in your own way, definitely give that a listen. I can't remember what the album is called, but it's good stuff. It feels like good classic, like punk rock music. Really.
I'll put one of the songs on if you want.
Yeah. You guys like punk rock music?
I'll try and find one a minute.
It's good. It's good stuff. Is this what's already
I'm sure
out
there's
there?
a few punk. I'm sure there's a few punk rock fans in the audience.
I hope so.
There's a lot of Americans that like punk rock.
Are you
quite big over there?
Are you gonna play a song from the upcoming album or one of your songs you have out already?
I haven't got any to show at the minute, so I'll put one of my older ones on because they're all in the production stage. I ain't got no videos for them or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, gritty stuff. Hell yeah, Wolf and Bear. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Johnny puts on a really good, gritty show with the stuff that I've seen that he has out already. Pretty bad. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's good shit.
This one's a bit more obscure, I guess. It's called. Oh, good. It's on too fast. Hang on. This one's the title track for the EP that we did called Cheesy Fingered Face Toucher. It was sort of based on a true story because my mate Bjorn, he really hates cheese. It makes him sick if he sees it or smells it.
Yeah,
and someone was eating it.
I was just say, how is Bjorn anyway?
Yeah, Bjorn's alright. Bjorn's doing well. He's helping me on the new album. I'll get him on again soon. He hasn't been on in a long time. He's been on like 2 of my Scab Casts.
Yeah, I love him, dude.
This is for people that ain't heard it. Oh, hang on. It's gone forward.
Cheesy fingers. Cheesy fingers. Face toucher. Cheesy fingers. Face toucher. If you touch me with your cheesy fingers, I'll snap them off. You're cheesier than David Hasselhoff. If you touch my face, then I will boot you with the jaw. You cheesy finger fucking fool. Johnny don't want no cheesy fingers. 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 So stay away from me with your cheesy fucking hands. Before I slap your arm like rotten rubber band. Yeah! Cheesy fingers. Face toucher. 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 Cheesy fingers. Yeah, I've got more anyway. If you want to look at some more on my channel, there's probably ones you'd enjoy more. That was just one of our more chilled out ones.
Hey, hey, Johnny. Yeah, look, look at this fucking picture of this stupid asshole. I put this in the private chat.
Private chat. You know, I'll look now.
This fucking asshole. He doesn't wear a suit anywhere, does he? Oh my god.
Hang on, it's just loading. Yeah. For those in the chat, it's a picture of Zelensky stood next to King Charles, and he's just wearing a jumper again.
Oh my god. Man. So
he plays on it. He plays on not wearing suits. He wants to look poorer than he is because he's begging for money.
Yeah, he's a beggar that's getting people killed.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, dude. So I guess it's not just Zelensky with America, right? It's Zelensky with all these people he's doing a press tour with, because like, are we supposed to sit here and not like consider this to be a fucking press tour? Because new leadership in some places, you gotta sort of like I don't know, appeal to them somehow, and he's not showing up looking like a professional, unless you consider it to be a professional bum. Then I guess yeah. Yeah, it's just, you know, you dress for the job you want, right? And he's dressed like a bum, so I guess he just wants to ask people for money and nothing else. Because we should continue a war. We should continue to get people killed, guys. It's real great. Yeah. Yes. Awesome. So good. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a message from Mr. Self-Destruct, a highlighted message. High energy, big brain stream today, bruv. Thank you, Mr. Self-Destruct. It's interesting. Bit of political talk. Never seen Zelensky rocking a top hat like Johnny does. No, Zelensky ain't a gentleman like me.
Nope.
I wouldn't disrespect Donald Trump like that. I wouldn't dare acting like a toddler in front of Donald Trump. He's a good man. I'd shake his hand and I'd hear what he had to say. And then I'd decide whether I wanted to work with him or not.
I think that's sensible, because you could say, oh well, I got to work with the guy or whatever, but like obviously, it's good to work with what people refer to as the most powerful country on the planet. But like if the guy that you're working with that runs the most powerful country on the planet, if you can say all that, right? If he obviously has bad interests, bad intentions. If he just has his head up his ass about what matters, then yeah, you wouldn't just blindly work with him. So I think that's sensible what Johnny said, that like you talk with the guy and then you ask yourself then if you would work with him or not. I mean, Zelensky doesn't have a reason to act the way he does right now.
You should never blindly pledge your allegiance to someone without having a reason. You should always sort of do research on someone you're going to idolize or follow or support.
Yeah, I think it's important, but
or at least agree with them on certain aspects.
Yeah, because it can't just be all about what you're trying to do. I mean, granted, yes, that can be ideal, but is the show that you're involved in contingent upon compromise for things to get done? You may not like the other country, but does it make sense to work with the leader or representative of that country? I mean, it can't always just be that it's all rotten. It's like how we go on about like Kami Mark or whatever. Like I talk to the guy, I follow him on Twitter to some degree. I used to, at least. I haven't since yet refollowed him, but I don't know entirely what is comprised of the thing I'm meeting with, right? So I can't just say yes or no immediately just because that's it. Which is why like I'm really bothered when people say, oh yeah, everyone on the right is a Nazi. It's like, well, how do you know that? That's not fair, If you were to take that position, then I guess maybe you're excusing, the right's position on not, treating the people on the left like adults. I didn't like when Michael Knowles said that we should treat all leftists like children because a lot of them act like it. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I might not like leftists, but I'm not going to treat them all like children. That's not fair to them because I know they're all different. Even though a lot of them talk the same. I don't think we should treat them all the same all the time. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, because Samba said Zelensky rocking a top. Johnny wears top, because I know you got the top hat thing. Johnny wears a lot of hats, He's a man of many hats, which is why I think you can talk to him regardless of who you are, because he's not just he doesn't wear just one hat,
I travel in all circles. I can get on with poor people or rich people.
Well, I mean, you are a clever mix of both, so.
I'm trying to find. 3 days ago. What's this? Ukraine huge deal. This looks like it could be interesting. I may be wrong, but let's have a look. Right. Get to that.
Military, making it the top donor by a margin. But newly re-elected Donald Trump seems to want to return on that investment.
Hang on.
To date, the United States has poured $65.9 billion into Ukraine's military, making it the top donor by a margin. But newly re-elected Donald Trump seems to want a return on that investment in the form of Ukraine's rare earth minerals, 50% of them. Back in November 2024, Senator Lindsey Graham called the initial mineral pitch a good deal for Ukraine and the US. But Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky doesn't seem to agree. That's why he flat out rejected the finalized agreement, taking a direct shot at the US in the process. So what made Zelensky furious enough to risk future American aid? Let's break it all down. The official offer and the rejection might have come in February 2025, but this battle has been brewing even before Trump won re-election. Ukraine had long been weighing its options, knowing a second Trump term could mean tougher demands and fewer handouts. After all, this is the same man who questioned US aid to Ukraine and vowed to end the war in 24 hours. And let's not pretend Trump and Ukraine have ever been on good terms. His first impeachment, sparked by allegations he pressured Zelensky to investigate Hunter Biden, former President Joe Biden's son. Then there's his perceived softness for Russia's President Vladimir Putin, who he even called a genius and savvy for invading Ukraine. So you can't really blame Ukraine for trying to find ways to stay in Trump's good graces, because let's face it, the future of the country depends on this. That's why Ukraine was actually the one to pitch a mineral deal first. That's right, it didn't start with Trump. It was actually inspired by US investors with serious political connections expressing interest in Ukraine's underground wealth in late 2023. A consortium led by TechMet, a firm partly owned by the US government, and Ronald S. Lauder, a longtime Trump ally, had their eyes on Ukraine's lithium reserves in particular. In fact, Lauder had been pushing this idea for years, quietly lobbying Kyiv and Washington. If the name sounds familiar to you, it should. Lauder was the same guy who planted the idea of buying Greenland in Trump's head. And while he insists he never spoke to Trump directly about Ukraine's minerals, he definitely made sure the right people were listening. So when Ukraine started floating a resource deal to keep the US support flowing, it wasn't exactly out of nowhere. The plan took shape somewhere around the fall of 2024. Ukraine planned to target Trump's business mindset, emphasizing not just the morality of its fight, but also the economic opportunities for minerals like lithium and titanium, which are key ingredients for electric batteries. These were no commodities, they were true power plays. It all came together in September 2024. Zelensky met Trump in New York, and the pitch was simple. Ukraine could become the best business partner the US has ever dreamed of. That's exactly how Senator Graham previously described the country. So in this new game, Ukraine wasn't begging for support. Instead, the country was offering a business deal. And Trump, he was listening. He knew American interests aligned with this vision. By October 2024, things heated up. Ukraine's victory plan was in full motion, targeting not just military aid, but a deal that could secure the country's future. This plan included a minerals deal, which was an obvious sell to the US. Obvious, but also a no-brainer, as John E. Herbst, former US ambassador to Ukraine, called it. This brings us to December 2024, when Ukrainian officials led by Yulia Sviridenko, the economy minister, made waves in Washington. They pitched production.
There's a lot going on between America and Ukraine, especially under the Biden administration. I reckon they had a lot of shady deals going on.
Yeah, I hate that there's so much going on that I can't for the life of me even guess at half of what's going on. And that's where that term low information voters comes from. I don't know a whole lot, which is why I don't really speak on what our leaders are trying to do a terrible amount. I don't know as much as I'd like to, but there's just so much going on. And at the same time, like, I have a lot of other things I'm trying to do myself. It's hard for me to get so involved in all of that, especially when it's not a huge focus of mine. But I feel left out. And with there being all these different publications trying to, have things look a certain way, it's hard to know who even to trust. And you'll have all these websites that are promoted by people as, publishing articles that the left and the right publish and showing you how much each side is talking about something. Even then, like, if I'm shown that people are or are not talking about a particular something, I don't know the facts of those things. Then you get into all these websites that want to debunk or prove something right. And it's like, well, what are you leaving out? So it's hard for me to even know. So yeah, you have a point. There's a lot going on between America and Ukraine. And with everything that Biden has been up to that I've seen, it's hard to even know what is public, if that's even showing us what's really happening. between the two countries. You know, it's hard to know, especially when we know that a lot of these people are crooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be forthcoming with my ignorance. I have nothing to lie about. I'm ignorant on a lot of this stuff, but I don't sit here and tell you how to think. That's the important part.
Yeah, I get you. I totally get your view, your worldview. It's interesting.
Yeah. What's your?
Ukraine. What's that? Sorry, mate.
I was going to ask you what your opinion on electric vehicles is. Like, because there's a lot of lithium mining talk of that. And it has like its environmental impact. But like, what's your personal opinion of like electric vehicles?
I don't like them, to be honest. The ones that I've seen, I like the Elon Musk's ones. All right, that armored truck thing he made, the Cybertruck. But electric vehicles in general, they kind of annoy me a little bit. And plus, they're kind of a con, aren't they? Because you got to find like charging ports, and then you got to pay for that, and that costs a lot as well. To charge your car fully, you've got to wait around for hours. It is a bit of a con. They'll only last you a few hundred miles or whatever, or not even that. I don't think most of them.
Yeah.
And like you said, the parts that are made the parts that are used to make them are usually like taken from like child slave mines and stuff like that out in Africa.
Yeah, there is it too. Yep.
And they're also, I watched something where they said that they're sort of designed to die off eventually. They don't make them to their full capability because they want you to have to repair it or get a new part, or they've got, apparently most car manufacturers that make electric cars have got the capability to make them better, but they don't because they want certain parts to fail on the car.
Yeah, it reminds me of all the cheap phones that we have out there, all the cheap cell phones we have. You'll produce cheap, so people keep buying. And it's like if you're familiar with Louis Rossmann, I don't quite know how to pronounce his first name. Louis Rossmann. He talks a lot about the fight for right to repair. There's been like a very long ongoing battle between companies like Apple and the public. You know, Apple. They don't believe in right to repair. They try to penalize repair shops like Louis because he supports right to repair. He'll repair your Apple iPod, iPhone, your Apple computer shit as best he can. He shows that it's people are being overcharged hundreds of dollars by Apple to repair something that costs maybe $35. Even the farmer industry, they have been dealing with the right to repair fight themselves. And it's just insane how it's getting to be. And honestly, I'm really getting sick and tired of these companies that intentionally produce things cheaply so they break down, so that we're like required to deal with them all the time and pay more money than they deserve to make off of us. Planned obsolescence is a perfect term to involve here. Planned obsolescence, because if something's cheap, then it breaks easy, then we have to buy from them again. And maybe they even hike the price up, in a year or two or a few months, It's ridiculous. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, most prices are going up nowadays as well. They just constantly go up, especially in England. Everything's getting more expensive. Every little thing.
What the hell? Criminals in the UK are now cutting off the copper cables at EV charging points.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, and they nick the part under the car as well. The converter, they call it like I don't know what it's called, catatonic converter or something like that.
Catalytic converters, yeah, catalytic converters.
That's it.
Yeah, we got to deal with that in the States here too. Total crackheads will be under your vehicle taking your parts, the catalytic converter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens here in the UK a lot. That's quite a common thing.
I can't say I'm surprised, dude. Sorry to hear that. That
Like
shit sucks.
in my neighbourhood, it's not uncommon just to like park your car up at night and then come out and find it all up on bricks with all your wheels missing. It's kind of like if you got a nice car with rims on it or something, you got no chance. It'd be gone in like 2 days. They'll just add the wheels off it.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a problem, especially when you have to rely on your vehicle to go places. I mean, speaking of vehicles, that's the one thing that really bothered me to do with like the UK and other places. I had seen that I forget quite what like the keywords were to look it up necessarily, but like it goes back to the Greta Thunberg bullshit where they wanted to make it so you could only travel so many miles with your vehicle, but then like at a certain point, like you can't use your vehicle anymore, you'll get a fine. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, we got that in England. They're called there's clean air zones. Basically, if you've got a certain car that gives off certain emissions, you have to pay money to go through different cities, like a charge.
Yeah.
Unless you've got an eco car, then you can go through for free, or a car that comes under the emissions level.
Yeah, like
It's a bit of
checkpoints.
a con. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happening in most British cities, not all of them, but each one sort of like has slightly different rules to what they class as allowed in and not allowed in.
Yeah, it's fucky. It's fucky because
it's like in a weird way, England's a bit like a mini America. Like instead of having states, we got things called counties, and we have councils in those counties, and councils would be like your state senate or whatever. That'd be our equivalent, and they'll like get together and then they'll talk to the main government. It's sort of like there's little governments within our government, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like
city councils.
A descending microcosm, that kind of thing. Like inside this body is a smaller body, and inside that smaller body is an even smaller body. Like you're having us go through so many courts just to get a yes or no with a lot of this stuff half the time. It feels like, and it's obnoxious because there's too much paperwork, too much bureaucracy. I mean, do you drive yourself? Do you have a vehicle you drive around?
Yeah, I drive. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have an eco thing, do you?
No. Mine passes it. It's all right. It's not an eco car though. It just doesn't give off. It's an older car.
That's cool. Yeah, middlemen is a good way to put it, Mr. Self-Destruct. Yeah, we got all these middlemen out here getting in the way, trying to tell people that they don't have any reason to be talking to how to operate. But yeah, nesting dolls. That's another good way to put it. Yeah, just shitheads inside of shitheads. And I wonder, like, too, because of how things are over in your neck of the woods, my man, if like people are appointing particular individuals because of like shared belief to like these various smaller positions of authority or whatever, because if that's the case, then it's almost like it doesn't matter who you speak to, you're going to end up with the same response, the same outcome. So it doesn't really matter who you listen to. So it's almost like, do we really need all these additional people? Can't we just have one office then if you guys all think the same shit? Like I have to wonder about that,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be right back. Let me get a drink.
Yeah, no worries. I'm going to have
give me a drink that night.
I'll give us a little toilet break. Be back soon. Catch you in a minute, folks.
Party needs a good track. Cause the beats, hold the bass. Gotta find that restroom space. Toilet break, be back soon. Johnny needs to drain you strong. Scab Cast interlude soon. He won't be gone too long. Johnny takes a step back. Party needs a quick track. Pause the beats, hold the bass. stars now. Can't dance when nature calls. Wow, wow. Johnny sprinting down the hall, bathroom bliss, standing tall. Toilet break, be back soon. Johnny needs to drain his song. John. Scab Cast interlude soon. He won't be gone too long. John. Stream flows like the music, quick relief, futuristic groove.
There you go. Toilet break. Hey, look. Were you giving it a boogie? Were you dancing? It's funky, isn't it? That's my toilet song. Oh, I like that. That's a cool mask.
Yeah, this is the mask you see me wear on Twitter. I would
I'll put you on the big screen so you can show everyone.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, my Twitter. I'm in my I'm in costume. It's one of my characters I have together for when I actually start season 1 of Strange Signal. I haven't done that yet because I have a few things I got to do. So this mask, I got to get a back half made for the mask. This mask, yeah, it's nice. What?
For those in the chat that don't know, can you explain to them what Strange Signal is?
Yes. So Strange Signal is a fake television channel that I'm hoping to get started soon on YouTube. It's currently only material for season 0 is there, but I was playing around with things, and season 0 of Strange Signal was to see how on YouTube, if I don't advertise myself very much, how much I could get into the algorithm with entertainment things. And like not all of it is like solid A+ stuff, but I didn't advertise. So in part it was a bit of an experiment to see how I would do if I just produced things, if I just made things. And it's not for everyone because it's kind of weird shit. But at the same time, it's like I didn't really have a goal, but to see how the test goes, see how the experiment goes. But season 1, I'm actually going to launch the fake television channel. I'm going to be doing actually advertisements for real and fake products, including even some comic books. I mean, I have my copy of Isom 1 still on the fucking floor in here, but that's going to be something I use for a skit for like a QVC kind of like television thing. Hey, buy this thing or whatever. Hey, it's got, and so there's a bunch of zany shit, but this is the mask that I'm going to be wearing along with a couple other things. This is Mr. Malfunction. Mr. Malfunction is a malfunctioning news reporter, and I have to get the back half fixed up or whatever. I got to get like a back half made, but he's like a robot that's already always plugged in. I've got skits to do with that. This mask, the character you see on my Twitter, which you can find me at Cypher Saint Sicily, which I think we could just put a link in chat, maybe, I don't know. But that character is the Underseer. He's an undead representative for the Cabal, which is my own parody of the shadow organization that controls the media. So I'm going to be doing a lot of things that really like push like ideas, do with creativity. This is I got things I'm trying to do. I just can't do it yet because, like I said, I got to get the back half of the mask together, and I have to get my wig resized. So I can't do anything just yet. I've got green screen shit here. I've got characters written. I've got things planned out. I got a whole thing that I'm planning on doing. But I can't start yet because I can't really act on some things just yet, or I would. So, yeah.
It sounds very interesting. I don't know if you know. Do you know of General Piggy in Comicsgate?
I think I've seen the name floating around, but what's up?
Yeah, I'm working with him. He does like one-stop animation with like action figures, and he makes little movies. And I'm doing some voice acting for him. It should be quite interesting. He's just made a new channel on YouTube. So
Oh,
you'd
shit.
probably like it. It's quite trippy.
Yeah.
Like
If you got a link, if you got a link that we can have in chat here that we could check out, I think it'd be cool to get in some subscribers, maybe.
yeah, I'll try and find it. If one of my mods could do it, Jim will pick. I forgot what it's called now. Find it through X. X would be the best bet. I'll find it.
Doesn't he have like an actual like cartoon pig for an avatar?
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Let's try and find it. Right. Here it is. If people want to go and subscribe, I'm going to be doing a bit of voice acting for him on some of his episodes, and I'll be in the credits as well. So you'll see some of that. I don't know if that's come out.
Very. Oh yeah, there he is.
Did it work?
I
Did
see
the
a
link
link.
work?
I see a link there. I'll have to. Where am I at?
Anyone in the chat? Is there anyone in the chat? Did the new link I just posted, did that work, or is that just? It looks cut off. It looks too short. I'm trying
Let
to
me
find
take a
if
look.
that's. Hang on, I'll click on the actual channel. I'll go in. That's better.
Is that Roadkill Lurch?
Yeah. RKL. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So it worked. Good.
It sure does. It's
Yeah, he's got a few things on there. He's got a few little videos on there.
Yeah, stop motion. Yeah, stop motion. That's not easy. Stop motion animation is not easy.
Yeah. So far, he's only got very short videos on there, like 20-second, 30-second clips, but he's working on a few long ones, like little episodes.
Yeah.
I've done a few recordings for him already.
Yeah, 2, 7, 43, 16, 4. Yeah, all short animations. But yeah, these stop motion's not easy. So I'll definitely subscribe for sure. Yeah, well. So let me get this straight. You said that you're going to be doing voice acting, or that you already have?
I've done a bit for him. I've sent him over some recordings, and for an ongoing project he's doing, like a long episode. But yeah, I'm gonna do some more for him in future if he needs any more doing. It's quite fun, just reading lines and doing it in different voices and accents. I like voice acting. I can do quite a few. As you can tell from Made in Mysteries, I do a lot of the voices in that, the ones that aren't AI.
Whoa. Shit. Let's see.
I'll see if I could bring up his one of his videos. Roadkill Lurch by General Piggy. Here we are. Present. Stop that screen.
present roadkill lurch.
What the hell? If I try to search roadkill lurch on Twitter, the first thing that came up was a political post, and I don't even see him anywhere. But he probably isn't.
I don't think. No, he's that's not his. He's called General Piggy on Twitter.
Yeah. I punched it in at first, and I found some gaming channel that the person had abandoned, whoever they are. So that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, that's too bad. Can't find him on Twitter, it looks like. Oh well. It is what it is.
I'll try to find a link to his profile in a minute.
Yeah, we better have sex with each other.
Note to self. Sam just looked at the screen.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
those-
Britain has become less
those,
democratic. Gaza immigrants are now allowed to go through the.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there was a stop animation.
yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah,
stop animation is
right.
really hard. Stop animation is really hard to animate. It takes a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of frames. You have to do a lot of different shots.
Yeah, take a picture of your subjects, and then you go over to the subjects, your little characters, and you move them a little bit, and then you come back to your camera. You take a picture, or there's people got like a button thing that they press, and they adjust the guy a little bit. Maybe like a millimeter, centimeter, whatever makes sense. And then they press the button, and then you adjust the character again, and maybe the other character, and then you take a picture. You're literally taking thousands of pictures over several days, and your characters, if you're not moving them yourself, you can't have them move or be adjusted by anything natural like an earthquake or something, because then literally everything gets fucked up. You don't know if things are adjusted, how you last left it or whatever. The process takes forever. To get even 1,000 frames, like I said, can take several days. And if things get fucked up and you can't quite figure it out, you might have to change the angle and shit, and that ruins anything you're trying to do with the one shot that you're trying to do. I mean, even one I do video editing, and there's so many frames in 1 second that to get even 1 second of animation, that can take you 6 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah. Talking of talented people, we got the rip-off first here. Here's his latest video. He's a good lad.
I am Ginger and Super Ball, man. Come on. The fuck's this now? Some detractor just jealous of my success and my... Damn, that's actually my real face, too. Yeah, you Photoshop me, I'ma block you. I block everyone. There. Good night, jealous.
Surprise, Derek! Not only am I gonna shave your gross shoulders, but I'm gonna shave your cute wizard beard. All off. Yeah, that's it, you little bitch. Not so tough now, we're face to face, huh?
Stop, please. No.
Ha ha ha! You look like a Down syndrome Bill Cosby with an underbite.
No! No! No!
Derek,
Huh? What? Ah, man. Wait, what time is it? Is he here?
relax. We've looked around and Riley is nowhere to be seen.
Everything is like we planned. Advertise that you're only available for 3 hours, so people start to pile up. Then set up your stand next to other YouTubers, so you catch their moronic fans too, and take lots of photos and make it look like they're all yours.
Perfect.
Oh my god, I freaking love The Last Jedi. Yeah, Gary and these guys wouldn't let me like it though, so I had to change my mind. Actually, where is Gary? He's just at home with his wife.
Woke Hollywood, woke Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, woke
The message. Hollywood is woke. Everything is woke. Have you seen The Predator? Yeah, it's a classic. Character arcs. Oh, my giant long head. My big giant long head. I struggle with my long face and my long head.
Come on, we don't have long.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes, Brandon. Look around. Can you see anything?
Right, come on, Derek. You are Isom.
Much love.
Be great.
We will win.
Be great,
We will win.
Much love.
Taxation is
We
best.
will win.
Be great.
I don't like gay people.
We will win.
Please put me out of my misery. Help me with my big long face.
Well, it looks like I got away with this one, and I didn't even have to call the cops like a little bitch.
Nope.
You still got them on speed dial, though, right?
We have your usual contact number. Yes.
Cool. Well, now I'm going to hide out back, y'all. I get boss things to do.
Sure.
Phew.
Ha ha! Surprise, cockface!
Hey, Johnny, if you're interested, I don't think she'll care too much because she's not going to use the whole thing. But I do have something that you may be interested in. Like I said, I don't think she'll care too much, but I edited together something that Katie did. We'll use some great amount of. This happened just last night. If you're interested,
I'm all right. I don't really do clips and stuff really, unless I sometimes clip Scab Casts and like Comic Escape Commandos.
it's from her stream. It's not really a clip necessarily.
Oh,
from,
you mean you want to play it? You want to?
I mean, I could play it. But what I mean is, it's not like a clip from an Eric July stream. It's actually an edited clip from Katie's stream. She was laughing, crying from the whole thing. We don't really have to show it, but basically, Katie with her stream, they were watching some Eric thing, and I suggested because people were like, "Oh, speed it up." But I was like, "Why don't you slow it down?" And it was Chuck Dixon and Eric. When they're slowed down, they sound like they're drunk.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know.
I'll probably watch I watch a lot of Katie's videos. I'll go back and try and I'll watch it. Is it on one of her recent ones?
Yeah, it's a recent stream. Yeah. Let me KT. I'll leave you the
Put it
stream.
in the private chat if you can, or put the link in the chat.
Yeah. Should I give over the link to the actual stream or the thing that I put together for you or for her?
It's up to you, mate.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just I'll leave you off.
Or you could just put it in the. put it in the private chat if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the private chat for you. It's specifically the live stream that I left you the link to. So
right.
it's not my edited thing. It's not my edited thing, but it is the live stream. And actually, I do wonder.
I'll have a look at that in a bit. Oh.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I fancy having a little dance. I've got a Mr. Yonafuri song.
Yeah. Food does good work.
You know,
What do you think?
I think the old Comicsgate was better with him.
No, the new Comicsgate is much better without him. But what do I know? I'm just the new guy.
No. It was the best time with him. Let me sing you this beautiful song and you will see.
Okay, you must. Let it be heard.
Tonight, we're gonna use Hangout like it was yesterday, and we were the best friends, where we would chat and tell the pain that we have, and the comics that we make will be on time. And I know that I can trust that I won't burn comics online. Bring back just mine, 'cause life it never changes. And his wife was dancing tango with another lucky guy. Bring back just mine. I know he still has the magic, as we think he's gonna steal some milk from us to survive. Bring back the time to this week. Looking for new books, cause Marvel and DC are just a big poop. Drawings wrong, scripts suck, so we look for something cool that could have a good new look. PBS with Cyberfrog, Jawbreakers with Kid Boy, and Mike can't remember what he used to like to draw. We watched his show and bought his work, and without too much know, our friend Michael's just gone.
Wait, why did he leave?
I don't know. Do you know anything about it?
No idea.
Bring back just mine, 'cause life it never changes. And his wife was dancing tango with another lucky guy. Bring back just mine. You know he still has the magic, and we think he's gonna steal some new us to survive. Bring back the night.
Yeah, Yonafui does some pretty good work, huh?
Yeah. I like Yonafuri. I get on well with him.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I thought that tune.
What?
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just going.
I like it. It's kind of like meditation. I like gongs and bells.
I need some room service.
I've always wanted one of them, like a hotel bell.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I got a package from Patrick Quinlan, the comic book writer, the one on Comicsgate Commandos that I used to be on.
Yeah, I was wondering what he sent you.
I got a package from him I was going to open in a bit. I've got a feeling it might be some sort of comic book, but he ain't told me what it is. It's that sort of shape though.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was wondering when you were gonna open it up. So I don't know. Maybe now's the time.
Right, yeah. I'll make the screen big then. You see it better.
Hell yeah.
He puts it to Sir Johnny Scab. He calls me Sir. Right, it's packaged very well. It is. Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a copy of Phenomenal Tales, Minotaur, signed by Mr. Quinlan himself.
That's very nice of him.
That was very nice of him. Thank you, Pat. I will have to do a review of it.
Is it just me, or is the cover shiny because of the light, or is it shiny because it's the quality? It looks reflective.
It's because it's in a protective wallet, plastic on top.
Okay.
It's protected. Hang on. Apparently, Mr. Self-Destruct was saying that Patrick put me in here in a special thanks.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, it says open to the last page for the special thanks page, Johnny. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had gloves on. I hate touching comic books with bare hands. I get really funny about it. Oh, good. I've got something else with it as well.
God damn it! Ow.
There's like a mini comic. Just a 2-page fold. It's called Counter-Revolutionary. One day in the life of a counter-revolutionary. Wow. That's brilliant. Hang on. I'm trying to get it out without making it all... Oh, it's got two. I see what you've done, Pat. You stuck 2 wallets together, ain't you? That's clever. Right, now we've got this one. That was confusing. Thank you, Pat. Right. This one's signed. I think it's that means it's kind of limited edition, doesn't it, Pat? You only signed a certain amount, didn't you? Phenomenal Tales, everyone. And I won't show the art off yet because I saved that for a review. It's Patrick's special thanks page.
So you got Johnny Scab, Christy Phillips, Aaron C., Carbon Heart, Justin Belmont, Katie Did, Ethan Van Skyver, B.A. Turner, Double Flyer, G-Dash, Mandy Summer, Shane Davis, Frog Tony, Mr. Self-Destruct, Dr. Ben, Luke Stone, Jack Kirby, Richard Embry, JJ Trio, Good Stuff, Tim Matthews, Eric Weathers, Jimmy Reyes, Paul Revoche, Claudio Sepulveda, and everyone in Comicsgate. Yeah, baby.
Hell, Pat.
And you put your name
And
first, too.
And on the back's a really cool picture as well. I think that's one of his characters, Diamond. And brilliant artwork. And that features artwork from Peter Gilmore, ladies and gentlemen. And Supervelda. Sepulveda. Quinlan, Sepulveda, and Gilmore. I don't know how you pronounce his name, so apologies if I'm not pronouncing it right. Sepulveda.
Sepulveda? Maybe Sepulveda? Yeah, I don't know.
Sepulveda, yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
that
go back,
sounds more.
If you go back to that special thanks, you'll see that your name is credited first. So that's kind of really nice. You're the first name.
I'm very good friends with Pat, and we've helped each other online a bit. I helped get him a bit of confidence on YouTube. He's a very good host. He started hosting very well. You've been a very good friend.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
I'm actually planning on sending him something. I've got to get the right. Post offices in England are a bit annoying when you're trying to send stuff to America. They want to know what's in it and stuff. They'll look through your parcel.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. As a matter of fact, when I got my mask,
they suspect you of being a drug runner or a drug dealer or something, sending it over to America or another country.
Yep, they customs are like that, man. They're fucking shitty. As is, when I got my mask, my red cyborg shit for Mr. Malfunction, that mask, the mask came with it was kind of broken up. One of the horns had broken off, and the packaging, the original packaging, was like obliterated. It was sent from like Brazil. It was sent from like Brazil or someplace. I can't remember, but yeah, it was all fucked up. But on the topic of comic books, you want to see a book I got right here?
Yeah, go for it. Hang on. I'll put up the screen.
Yeah, so I got this book called Isom. It's if you look, so you see Isom, right? So if you look, you can see the hero, right? If you want to call him that, is running from 3 people. And the funny thing is, if you look, you see these guys, they're chasing the hero. Now, they're not really villains, but they're giving the hero a hard time. And this perspective is fucking stupid, right? Now, if you look, when you're in the middle of reading this book, right, there's an advertisement for a jewelry store that's not even related to the fucking story. It's just that Eric wanted for his wife to have a place in his life beyond the physical. Now, what's really nice about this advertisement is that I spit on the book, don't mind me. I don't know if you guys wanted this from, but this advertisement, what's nice about it is this advertisement cost Eric actual money, because I've heard from Ethan Van Sciver and others that if you put an advertisement in your book that has nothing to do with your company, right? If it's not an advertisement for anything that you're doing, that you actually can't involve it in media mail. So Eric lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on this book. Piece of shit. Sorry, I had to do that. My fucking my human sense of kindness is acting up. I'm supposed to be nice about this.
Go on, lad. Get it out. Go on.
See, shit. See, now he's angry. You see? Now he's fucking angry. So, sorry about that. No, this I paid $35 for this. I paid $35 for this, and Eric decided to devalue it.
Maybe you should do a smiller. Just do a smiller and set it on fire.
Well, no, see, I have to use this for a skit. When I do my Strange Signal season 1, I'm going to advertise it. I'm even going to rip out pages in the book. Like, see, look at this page. See, isn't this worth $35? You know? Uh-oh. I've damaged it. This is terrible. I thought my investment was worth money, guys. I thought my investment was worth money, guys. I thought ISOM was worth money, guys. I thought ISOM was worth money, guys. I spent $35 because I believed in Eric because Eric talks about how the big two, Marvel and DC, he said they're doing it wrong. So I said, okay, maybe because Eric talks kindly of ideas that customers, Eric has it in best interest that people are treated with respect, right? He said that. Meanwhile, even though Eric says to treat the customer with respect, he decides to devalue everything. And even though he's selling graded books, he says that this isn't like a collectible thing. He says it's not a collectible thing. So even though people spent like $100 for Shane Davis, he's got a foil cover, and you would think that if you spend $100, that it should retain its value, right? But instead, if you remember in the beginning, Eric said that this is for him to build generational wealth, right? Eric said, the generational wealth, guys, I have to think about my family, but everyone should gatekeep my company. Eric should gatekeep his company. They should have it. Gatekeep my company, guys. My company, we can't stand on our principles. We gotta have people that pay for our bullshit. We gotta have people that pay for this, okay? They have to gatekeep our company. Our company, here at the Rippaverse, our company, we need other people to protect us. Our fans who pay us through the nose for this, our fans we have to gatekeep our company because I'm such a strong person. I'm such a secure person. My feelings, my craft, my art, everyone has to protect me for me. Everyone has to protect me.
Very well said. Very well put.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you well.
I'm just saying.
That was brilliant.
We
Brilliant speech.
We have to protect Eric for Eric. A 5'8" black guy that carries a gun everywhere that lives in Texas has to be protected by everyone. We all have to do the hard work for him, even though he blocks everyone. He blocks criticism. He untags himself from every post on Twitter. But look at how good this book is, guys. Isn't this great? Yeah, it stood up.
So I take it you didn't like ISOM then?
Well, so my thing with ISOM was I was confused by it. I thought because he's doing all this stuff to set up, it's confusing because it all will explain itself with time. Then the second book came out. Here's the problem, though, right? Here's the problem is ISOM is not a hero. And this is a comic book where I guess it's supposed to be a hero, but it doesn't make use of its momentum. And that's not good. That's not good. I mean, you literally were that far into the book and you take us out of it with an advertisement. So, people believed in this. I myself, I thought, it would be a good idea, right? It would be a good idea for me to measure Eric's principles that he stated, and he talks of a big game. He claims to care about storytelling and about art because why would you bitch so much about Marvel and DC if you should know better, right? And doesn't know better. You know where Eric lost me though? When I decided to when I was done with the Rippaverse was when Eric had said to Dick Masterson, you haven't achieved what it is that I have in this field. So your critique is not, I'm not going to value your critique because you haven't achieved what I have. You have to be this tall to criticize me, guys, even though I'm 5'8". It's ridiculous.
He's a little fella, isn't he? Bless him. They say that little people are more angry. It's a little man syndrome, small man syndrome.
Yeah, you know what?
They feel like the world's sort of staring at them, and they got a chip on their shoulder about it.
Do you want to put me up on the big screen again? I guess that I want to show you guys.
Sure. I put with honor, with pleasure.
Yeah.
Go
So,
for it.
do you guys remember Mad Magazine? Do you remember the redhead freckled kid that would be on the cover of Mad Magazine? You remember that kid, right? With the big ears.
Yeah.
So you know how the characters in this book tend to have a problem with their face being the same all the time. Well, if you look, you can't really see it the best. But if I could have you see this better, this little girl, she looks almost like the kid from Mad Magazine. It doesn't really display very well. Sorry.
I can see her. I know he's got.
But if you look, I don't know what page this is, but it's when Isom goes to put the little girl to bed. If you look at this frame right here,
that sounds a bit dodgy.
She doesn't look like a little girl. She looks like the kid from Mad Magazine. She looks like that red-haired kid with the freckles from Mad Magazine.
So let me get this right. There's a scene where Isom puts a little girl to bed.
Yeah, it's this one here. It's this one here. This one here. It's this one here, right here. It's this one here. Okay. Hey, look, my camera almost can show it, but she looks like a boy with a Glasgow smile. She literally looks like she's wearing a fucking mask. Okay. So this little girl, you see how she looks here? She looks like a little boy with a Glasgow smile. She looks like the kid from Mad Magazine. If you look, she looks like, if you actually pull it up on your internet scan, because you were smart enough not to buy this trash, she looks like the kid from Mad Magazine. She looks like this, but then she looks like a black kid with a Glasgow smile. There it is. You see it? You see that? Everybody pay attention. Look at that. You see? Does that look like a little girl to you? So we got this girl here. That's supposed to be her. Does that look like the kid from Mad Magazine? Anybody? Does it look like a little fat kid, a little fat black kid with a Glasgow smile? Does it look like maybe she's chewing tobacco? Does it look like that? Because it does to me. Literally every frame, every face looks different. This is awkward. This is fucking awkward, guys, isn't it? Look at how are they gonna fuck? What's going on? Look at this. That's not a little girl. That's not a little girl, guys. That's a little girl. Maybe it's a boy, I don't know. Glasgow smile.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I totally understand. I understand your frustration as well. Eric Gillard conned people. He is a grifter. He's a race grifter. He's actually racist as well. There's clips of him taking the piss out of mixed race people and saying he don't like people that are white, basically. And he still gets lots of white fans. They're proper simps.
Yeah, it's gross. He hates so much. He even hates himself. I mean, I don't know. I guess you gotta have something that drives you, something that carries you home.
Yeah.
It's a fly swatter now. This is actually my copy of Ice. My copy of Ice has been on the ground.
Ethan played it on his channel.
Oh, what? Flip City Mag? Oh, you mean the clip of him saying shit about
Flip
mixed
City
race
Mag.
people? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I took the clip and made a little dance tune out of it. A little EDM tune. I was just saying, I think Ethan played a little bit of it on his channel, but I'll just play it for people that ain't heard it. It's quite funky. It's all race to the top. Let me just try it. I want to turn the light on a bit, but it's going weird on me. No, I don't want that. No. I've got this weird remote control, you see. There it is.
Get the lights.
It lights. There you go.
Trying to take like some sort of credit from an experience that you never fucking had in the first goddamn place. You grew up in an era that you didn't have to experience jack shit. In comparison to even me. All right. So all right. What are you mixed? Are you mixed? Gosh, man, every goddamn time, every fucking time, there's some light-skinned cat trying to over exaggerate his blackness, and he's sitting here going on this damn tangent. Hold on, so you mean to tell me this whole time we talking about this, you just as much white as you is black. Let's get back to the April. We're done with that. I'm not arguing with no light-skinned cat. No. No cat pastor for white is about to sit up here and lecture me on being called the fucking N-word. Get out of my face. Black. So you mean to tell me this whole time we talking about this, you just as much white as you is black. You grew up in an era that you didn't have to experience jack shit. So you mean to tell me this whole time we talking about this, you just as much white as you is black.
Yeah. That's that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff. No, it's not. Yeah.
This is not allowed.
Damn, dude. You know, I really was not intending on doing that to my book here, but that shit happens, dude. This is supposed to be a prop, but never mind. Fuck it now.
You could always buy another copy. I'm sure you could get one cheap.
For for $1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably less if you look around.
Yeah.
You pay that for delivery.
Sure, there's someone out there that could use a few bucks, you know? I'm sure of it. Yeah. So, Johnny, what I don't know if you've ever said, but what brought you to YouTube in the first place anyway?
I've been on YouTube quite a long time. I had another channel that started in like 2013, 2014. That never really took off. That didn't really get
I kept getting shadow banned because I had a lot of political stuff on there. So I started a fresh one about a year or two ago, and for some reason I done it at the right time. I interacted with a few people on Twitter, and I started growing and got a bit bigger. But I originally came onto YouTube, back in like 2014 sort of time. My old YouTube channel's still up, but I don't ever use it because I got locked out of it. So you can, when you type in my name, Johnny Scab, two things will come up, two pictures of two channels. One of them's like a black and gold one. That's my old one. A picture of my mask in black and gold. And my new one's obviously my purple logo that I use for my channel. My new channel. Just a purple crouch down.
Yeah, it's this one here, I think, right?
Yeah, the one in the chat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course, it's right there.
That's my most recent channel. But my old one's just a picture of my face, I think, black and gold. It's not even, there's nothing on there though that's any good because I took all the best stuff and re-uploaded it on this one anyway. It was just some of my old songs and stuff.
Yeah, because I know you've been around. I had like a light curiosity to me about that. You know, it's good to get people. I guess not really figured out, but see where people are.
When I first came onto YouTube, it was like through I was linked to a community of, I think I mentioned it before. There were these people that called themselves real life superheroes. And I was it's like a charitable sort of thing where people dress up and make like superhero personas. Some of them go out and try and actually fight crime. Some of them just go out and hand out like food to the homeless. And I was sort of part of their online community. That's where I met Master Legend and a few other like good mates. Some of them are actually pretty serious. Like Master Legend, he actually got a commendation from the Florida police force for doing stuff. And I came in through that community, sort of as a foil to them, I guess. I was just making sure they were doing it for the right reasons, because there's a lot of them that like to take photos and stuff and just publicize themselves a bit too much. Whereas I always thought if you're doing that sort of charitable stuff or even crime fighting, you shouldn't really be like advertising it. You should just be doing it.
Yeah, there's some time back, people started to catch on to that whole thing where it's like, hey guys, film me feeding the homeless. Put me on YouTube as a good person. Meanwhile, like in the background, their personal life, they're doing shit like, kicking their dog at the house and, cursing out their significant other for not bringing enough napkins to the fucking picnic. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, Master Legend, he is a legend. He's one of my favourite people. I'm actually good friends with him. We talk a lot. Some people think he's a bit odd, but he's a very good man. I'll find a little video of him if I could find his YouTube.
Yeah,
he's got
pull
some
him
good
up.
videos.
Yeah, pull him up. Pull him up, y'all.
And this guy's actually like full criminals as well. He's not just for show. He's actually like, I've seen back in the day, I saw photos of him with police, and he's helped break up like crack dens and stuff like that in Florida.
That's good shit right there. Yeah.
Yeah, like drug houses. He's got a lot of equipment. I'm just trying to find the best video to show, because there's a lot about him. I think that's his channel. That's his official channel anyway. Master Legends Jailhouse Stories. That sounds interesting.
A new secret base. Very cool. I wonder if Master Legend is related to Master Chief. I wonder if they share bloodline.
Hi there, super friends. Master Legend here. Tales from the Ghetto Window. This time I'm going to tell you some real ghetto kind of stories. You would think so, because they always talk about people going to jail up in the ghetto. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons for that. But that's not what this video is about. That'll be a video for another day. Why people go to jail. Some deserve it. And a lot of them that deserve it don't go to jail. They just get let out very next day. But I'm almost ready to tell you a story I wasn't even getting into. But this one's about all the times Master Legend been in a jailhouse. See, I've never kept any secrets from anyone that I've been in the jailhouse. So I'm going to tell you the stories of all the times I've been in the jailhouse. There wasn't many, but what happened in the times I was in jail, some crazy stories. So the first one, I was a little kid back in my young kid days when I was hanging out with my friends, and I had a friend named Danny. He's not even around anymore. He died. Probably everybody I was with is dead and gone that I remember from way back then. That's how long ago it was.
Condolences.
And we were going and taking some parts off of a car. And a friend of mine, Stanley, that was his name. He had permission to take it. He used to cut the guy's grass, and the guy says, yeah, if you want to pull some parts off the car, go ahead. I'm sending it to the junkyard when I get back. Well, that was the deal. And they said, you want to come? And out there, you know, in those days, things were boring. I'm talking about the 70s. It was boring, but, you know, we didn't have internet stuff. So anything was a little excitement for me, something out of the ordinary. I said, oh, yeah, I'll come along, help you pull some parts off the car. It was stupid anyway. I think all we did was take some hubcaps off of it. And I don't remember really much of anything, you know. We were just young kids. And then, well, what happened, the man's wife called, and she called the cops. And the cops came and they threw us all in the cop car and took us to jail for stealing, auto stealing. And then there it was. I was like, what? No, I thought we had permission. And then Stanley said, yeah, we got permission. And they didn't listen to us at all. They just, yeah, we know who you all are, you hoodlums, that kind of stuff. So go to the jailhouse, and immediately all my friends get out. Their mamas and daddies come running to get them on out of jail. And I'm sitting there, and it's all day long, and they got lunchtime, and the cops are there eating McDonald's in front of me and laughing and not giving me a thing. I don't even think they gave me any water. I'm suffering away. And my mama, she was like, leave him in jail. That's what the cop told me. She said for me to leave you in jail. She should have known better. I've never been a stealing person, but another story to tell. My mama hated me. She really did. I was the big mistake, the big regret, you know. So there I am. I'm stuck in the jailhouse, right? We trying to get in touch with your daddy. And I said, oh, well, he should be home. Well, they was divorced then, so he is at the other house. You know, my mom had her own house. He had the old house we grew up in, kind of. And so finally they get in touch with him, and he comes on down. And he was always drunk. So they said, okay, sir, if you just sign this papers, you can get your kid on out of the jail. And it was a cramped up jail cell, too, an old dirty, stinky, piss-smelled Oh, disgusting. And now that I think about it, horrible, the germ infested. And then my daddy went to sit in the chair, and he fell out the chair. And they said, "What? Are you drunk, sir?" "Oh, I'm not drunk." And then they said, "He's drunk." And they threw him in the cell with me. Now, how many people you know this kind of stuff happens to? Only
No,
me,
no,
Master Legend. So there I am. I thought I was getting out, but they throw my daddy in the jail cell with me. And we stayed in there all night long. I had no dinner, no water, nothing. And there he was. He just fell asleep. And they said, "When your daddy sleeps it off, y'all can leave." And that's what happened. And then to conclude the story, this is what happened. As my mom and dad all hate me, and all the neighbors looking at me, word gets around in the old days. And all of a sudden, the guy comes back from his offshore job and tells his wife, the wife tells him what happened. And he says, "I told those kids they could take parts off the car." And that one cop was really mean to me. And he had to personally come to my house and apologize right in front of my mama and all that. And all them neighbors are poking their head out. They seen the cop pull up, and they said, "Oh, yeah, they're coming to get him again." That's what they were hoping for. But nope, the cop was apologizing. "I'm sorry the way I treated you. You're innocent. All charges are dropped." And I said, "You see there?" My mama's name was Ginger. I said, "You see there, Ginger? Just hoping I'd get in trouble. Just wishing for me to be this person that you think I am. But I'm not. And believe me, I've risen way above." So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just make that jailhouse story number 1. Okay? Instead of trying to tell you 4 more times I was in the...
All right, so this is number 1, part 1. What did you think, Strange Signal? Oh, good. You've turned into a human crow.
He sounds real. He sounds real. He sounds like a real person.
He is a real man. I know, like, obviously a lot of people don't believe he's actually a superhero, but it depends on your definition of a superhero. I mean, he goes around and he does good, and he helps prevent crime, and he helps the homeless, and he doesn't really have to.
Nope. Okay. But that's what a good person thinks to do sometimes,
And he's not, like, no offense to him, I'm a very good friend of his, but he's not that well off himself. It's not like he's a millionaire or anything.
No,
but he still chooses to give his time and what money he has to help other people.
Yeah, his production value would be higher if he were like wealthy,
Well, I don't know if you watched another segment I did about him before, but he actually had an Amazon series based on him.
Really?
Yeah, the Legend of Master Legend. They were going to do a full series, but in the end, they just done a pilot episode because he wasn't sort of like, it didn't turn out to be as popular as they wanted. And at the same time, they exaggerated it and changed it around a little bit. And Master Legend wasn't really happy with it. They sort of like conned him. Yeah, some of it was real, but some of it was just blatantly made up or exaggerated. And he wanted it to be as real as possible. He wanted it to be like by the book, but they didn't want it that way. They wanted to exaggerate stuff.
Yeah, you can't really do that to someone who's telling you a real story. Exactly, like if it's not something that's going to be marketable, then you should figure that out before you even do a pilot. Like you should get the story on paper, and it's like if I were to tease like a book or something, and like the book actually turns out to be something that it isn't. It's like you should have everything in front of you before you make a decision like that,
Yeah, I'm sure you can still find the pilot out there. It's not been taken down. I remember watching it a couple of years back. It will be out there somewhere. It's called The Legend of Master Legend. It was on Amazon originally. Some parts of it are all right. I think it's like 40 minutes or like just under an hour, maybe a bit longer. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think Master Legend as a character would be good to make a comic about, or maybe make a film about, but do it properly from his perspective. Have the real gritty side of it.
Yeah, is that like a cumbersome name? The Legend of Master Legend. Isn't that like kind of like a hard name to work with? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. It's not the best name, is it? I don't think Master Legend had a choice in it, though. I'm sure Amazon just made it up.
just one of those things.
I've got I'll play part 2 of Master Legend's Ghetto Stories, and then I'll have to end the show because we're getting close to the end now. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Super friends, thanks for whoever joins me today. I'm going to try to make a daily video. Maybe then I'll get some subscribers. And after all these years, kind of sad, but I appreciate everyone that does subscribe and listens to my stories. Today is going to be another jailhouse story. Yep. The second time I was in the slammer. This one here, it's bad enough, but I've got better ones coming, believe me. But this is what happened. I was in Slidell, Louisiana, and I had a motorcycle, a nice Twin Star, Honda Twin Star. And I used to go to work on it every day. One morning I woke up to go to work and it was gone. And I didn't know what else to do, so I called the police. And the police come out there and hauled me away to jail. Yep. And then they put me on a lie detector test after I sat in the stinky. They always smell like piss. They usually always smell like piss. And there was the cops, big fat cops, eating hamburgers in front of me and stuff. You're going to talk. You're going to tell us the truth. I said, I'm telling you the truth. I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is someone stole my motorcycle. That was you we were chasing last night. You got away from us and you dumped the bike in a ditch.
Sorry to pause it, but Master Legend is a brilliant storyteller as well. He puts a lot of passion into his stories. He gets in the mind. He gets
ditch and ran away. That's what happened. Then they put me on a lie detector test. And they said, you're lying. You're lying. I was telling God's honest truth. I said, that machine must be broken because I'm telling you God's honest truth. I didn't wreck my own motorcycle all up. And because that's what they told me, that it was all wrecked up and in a ditch. I said, I wouldn't do that. I just got that motorcycle. I wasn't running from anyone. I was sleeping. I was supposed to go to work today. And so, because I didn't get a chance, back then there wasn't cell phones and they wouldn't let me make a phone call. So I lost my job. That came afterwards, I found out. But so finally, after this, they kept on saying I'm lying. I said, I'm not lying. The lie detector machine is broken. And finally, my grandma came. I had to have my grandma come. And she talked to him and she put on the crying and all that. And she was really crying. It wasn't really an act because she said, my grandson doesn't tell lies. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. And then they finally believed her and they let me go. And then I had to pay to get my motorcycle back. And it was all wrecked up, like they said, all messed up. And eventually I found out who did it. And yes, Master Legend had to administer a little revenge. But anyway, that was after a while when I caught up to Charles. I'd like to tell you his last name, but I don't know.
Mate. You don't have to be sorry about the time distance. I don't care if you cut me off. I like people to talk.
But I care. That's the thing, is that because I feel like I'm being rude. I don't care how anyone else feels about that. I feel like I'm being
I
rude.
prefer people like you, people that want to talk rather than just people that don't. Like, there's some people that I don't mind, because like my friend Dennis Rodriguez, he doesn't talk much, but when he does talk, he's got a good point to put across. He's a man of a few words.
Yeah.
But some people are just really boring on a stream. At least you're making. At least you're making an effort to talk and put your point across. I like it.
Yeah. As it is, like I fucking
So
look what I did to my copy of ISOM free. I love you guys so much. Look what I did to ISOM. Jesus Christ, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
and
amazing.
the,
I'm
the
sure
thing that
someone will clip that. That's brilliant TV. That is. Someone will have to clip that.
I'm definitely going to be editing that myself because I gotta get something out of it. But like the thing I hate is I didn't do all this damage to the book using Eric July's head as the table. You know, that sucks.
Yeah.
Woo!
His first name. And so I went to the job the next day when I could. My motorcycle was broken, so I walked all the way down there. It was too late for me to call him that night when they finally let me out of jail. So I went over there and he says, "You didn't call. He didn't want to hear it." I said, "But my motorcycle got stolen and all." He didn't even care. He says, "I need people that's dependable." And there was some other guy, a brown noser, he liked anyway better than me, and I wasn't a brown nose. So he was looking for any excuse to get rid of me. So there you go. Motorcycle wrecked and ruined, in the slammer, starving all day, dying of thirst too, and then like calling me a liar, and then lose the job. See there? Another day in the life of Master Legend. But I still always keep fighting against the odds. You will see as I tell you more and more stories of what I've lived through and what I've had to deal with, especially in the child abuse stories. You'll wonder how I'm alive and I'm a nice person. So there's no excuse for being an evil person. Can't blame mama and daddy. No, most people had a good mom and daddy, and then when mom and daddy don't give them no more money, then they become criminals. So it's something to think about. A person has their own choice in what they're going to do. I made some mistakes back in the past. I didn't mean to make them, though. I did. I made a few mistakes, but I try to make up for them, too, and learn from the mistakes. Well, Gypsy's calling me. There's something out there, and someone might be prowling around here in the ghetto. So I'll see you later, super friends.
There you go. There you have it. Master Legend himself. Brilliant bloke. I'll try and get him on for a one-on-one interview again soon, or in a stream with some other people, just to have a chat.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for coming on as well, Strange Signal. And
Hey.
thank you. Like I really appreciate all the super chats you do as well when you're in there.
Yeah.
So
sausages,
I don't
sausages, safety pins.
Yeah, I don't forget that sort of thing. I appreciate it and thank you. It's really helped the channel.
Yeah. Hey man, niggas gotta eat, So. Well,
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I want you to give out a big thank you to Strange Signal and go and give him a sub as well, as he's going to be doing his TV program pretty soon. His fake TV show. I guess you'd call it. Is it like a mockumentary or sort of like a parody of a TV show? I guess.
Well, it's the channel. When I start, I'll actually give you the link in the private chat to the actual channel, the actual Strange Signal channel. But it's supposed to be a parody of a television channel, and the television channel is going to be formatted to be like a news channel in a lot of ways. I'm going to make a lot of fake advertisements for fake and real items. Like I'll do like some comic shit here and there. But as an example of a skit that I'll eventually do, I'll have my news reporter character doing the news. But so you know how like kaiju, like Godzilla and shit, they'll like fight in the city against other monsters, you know? So I have it in mind while I'm doing like a news broadcast or whatever, have kaiju in the background fighting in the city, but they get bored, so they start having sex behind me as I'm reporting the news. So like that's an idea for like a thing. Yeah, lots of chaotic shit. But yeah, they're in private chat. I'm not doing anything right now with the channel, but season 1 will happen eventually. It's not a huge priority, but it's coming.
All right. Well, I just shared it so people can go sub to you if they want. I think you'll get a few subs. Like I said, thanks for coming on, mate. It's been brilliant chatting to you. And thank you everyone that's tuned in. And I'll catch you again very, very soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Fuck yeah.
everybody.
Fuck yeah. Nice to see you guys.
Hey, I just wanna say, I'm back. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Now I've made some change in my life. Now I've moved on in life. Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. I'm thinking deeply right now. My life without you, it's like wow, but I don't know how to explain this. I don't know why it's happening to me, but I just realize you're not the person you used to be. Now I've left this city. This bullshit is not gonna happen again. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Life is short. Don't waste time worrying about me, holding the one that cared for you. In the end, they won't be good for you. Now I've made up the world. All memories will be swallowed in the winter snow. This is a sign of goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hate on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody.